there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know I get here. Today I am reacting and recapping to a surprise impromptu interview that kind of took place the other night with 3 with a T. So shout out to them. So nonetheless, I just wanted to kind of recap some things that SUNNI said. She had joined their live and wanted to kind of set some things straight. So pretty much for her, she basically was talking about how her first exposure to us in the first, I believe, second episode, but was when Carlos King brought her and Moses out at the podcast event that was supposed to be in regards to Melody Cherie and supposed to be all things Melody Cherie Rogers and about the MELOMETERS and all the things. And so SUNNI basically, relayed that she had never been treated like that. And she said that basically, you've got to have thick skin, that this isn't for, the weak at all. She said that her and Moses were shocked at first, but at the same token, with how everything came to be and how they were kind of just brought out there abruptly, she understands why people had the reaction that they did. She also said that she received very short notice about her and Moses appearing on this podcast. So basically, she had no clue what was going to happen. She didn't know she was going to be brought out anywhere. She said she didn't know what to expect. She basically just showed up because she got invited. And so then it was, since her and Moses didn't know what to do, they kind of just pepped each other up and said, listen, we're just going to be positive and talk about our love and all this. But then she said the moment that, they were announced and they're sitting there and they hear all the hooting and hollering and all the things, that was when SUNNI got into defense mode, right? And so nonetheless, she understands, because people in the audience, they were like, hey, you're this, you're that, you deserve all this heat, you deserve all this smoke or whatever. And so they were shook, like her and Moses, they couldn't believe, this was the energy, right? And so then, though, on the 180 that took place, SUNNI said that a lot of the people that were at this podcast event were the first people to reach out to her and apologize. They were the first to contact her and say that they were sorry, and they've turned out to be her biggest supporters, her biggest fans, right? And so she basically said that, fans get a bad rep. Fans of TV shows, fans of celebrities, fans of reality TV, they get a bad rap. And it sucks that they get, be made the scapegoat when something is wrong. And so basically, she said she understands, from both a producer and a reality TV star now perspective, that when you sign up for reality TV, you are signing up knowing in advance that you're going to be judged, that people are going to talk about you. People are going to like or dislike you. People are going to agree or disagree with things that you say and do. And that's a part of the things. And so nonetheless, she said some of the people from the audience have DM'd them. She also said that, she understands from the perspective of the fans that they don't have the full story. They only have kind of what's been exposed to them. So from their perspective, since they had limited information at the time, that's what they were going off of. So there was that. And so then also with that being said, she said that some things that have kind of helped toughen her and Moses up was that they had an upbringing that basically was they're ready for battle. They're ready to fight certain things if need be. And so she said, and then also another benefit is in some areas where somebody would be considered quote unquote weak or weaker is where she feels her and Moses have their strength, right? And so then she said also she feels that she is from one of the dangerous cities in the well, first she said the dangerous cities in the world, but then she came back and said that the dangerous cities in the U.S. And so essentially from there, said that her being from St. Louis has built character, has built strength, and she said that it's, a lot more worse than what people think, than what's being presented. And so essentially,
since, you know, people have called her all types of names, right? Since she's been exposed and introduced to the world. And she said at this point, it doesn't penetrate her. It doesn't get to her, right? She said ultimately she understands that it's not a world where everybody's going to like you, but she's like, at least some people are going to like you. At least people she really wants more than anything is just the respect, to respect her, right? And she's like, you know, she doesn't bother anybody. She likes to do her. She likes to make her own money. She likes to be around her own family, her own friends. And she doesn't, you know, try to cry or be upset or sweat the small stuff, right? And so she feels that she is very strong spiritually in a relationship with God, and that she has been, you know, booked and busy on her producer side of things as well. With a second season that's currently filming. And she said in addition to Tubi, there's going to be other platforms that are going to play her projects and all of the things. Sunny did give Carlos King a compliment. She said that one thing that she will give Carlos King was that all of his production people, his team, they're all black people. And she said that you don't see that on a lot of reality TV shows. And you don't see a situation where it's an all-black production team. So she does feel that is a positive as it pertains to Carlos King of employing all black people. She also said in regards to whether or not she got along with the cast, she pretty much said that she got along with everyone. However, it doesn't mean that she agrees with all their actions. And then she also said, which I had kind of expected, is that some of them turn up on TV for TV purposes, and that's not who they really are in real life. And you can tell the people that are turning up for a scene that they're turning up for screen time and they're turning up for attention versus the people who are just trying to be their authentic selves and film a scene. Also, Sunny said as well, you know, she also talked about how her biggest fans are MELOMETERS, and how essentially the reason why people hate on the MELOMETERS, they hate on the MEL supporters, is because they're the people that's going to call out people's nonsense. They're going to call out people's BS. And so nonetheless, some people can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth, so they'll start projecting or start trying to make you the issue. But they never want to hold themselves accountable for what, you know, led to that, right? And so then she talked about, you know, a little bit about Destiny, kind of just said, listen, you know, this is your ex or whatever, but she's like, you're going on all these interviews, you're still trying to, you know, make fetch happen. And she said you guys weren't equally yoked. You guys were not, you know, meant to be together because it didn't work out. And so then she was asked on whether or not, you know, since the plan was for her and Moses to move to Huntsville, and so they asked if she purchased the home that Martell had showed them. And she said that house was way too tiny and the garage was bigger than the house. But it was too small. And also she said that one thing that she saw in the show that she did not agree with, because she said that she's watching herself on these episodes and she's giving herself critiques because she's also, you know, in a producer mind, right? So she's critiquing herself on what good, what went bad, and all these things in the scenes. But one thing she had mentioned was that got misconstrued was when she had the conversation, the follow-up with Moses after his talk with Destiny, and they kind of just made it seem like she just asked what Destiny had on, like if it was something sexy or not. And so Sunny basically said that, you know, the full context of that conversation was, did Destiny come in fighting clothes, or was she out basically showing, you know, her breast, showing cleavage and all the things? Like, what was the energy? Was she trying to look sexy and trying to, like, show you something? Or was she there, you know, for battle? And nonetheless, that was that. Also, she mentioned of the cast that she has some beef with upcoming. She kept saying the new girl, but she meant Trisha. So I guess there's something wrong with their dynamic coming up in an upcoming episode, I guess. And nonetheless, she also said that she was disappointed in Trisha for her comments on the interview she recently did with Dustin after the episode, because she's like, how are you going to come for me and you're in your own little triangle, your own little circle, your own little square? She was like, at least me and Moses weren't even married. Whereas you're married and you've got a boyfriend, you've got a husband, you've got the Martell thing, like you're all over the map. So how can you make comments about me and being disappointed in me and judging me, and you're moving wild? You're moving completely wild out here, right? And so then they liked as well, you know, the wet from the rain, not wet for me comment. Then also Sunny talked about Mel, said basically, you know, she loves her some Mel. She feels that Mel is an amazing woman. She is a Southern belle. She is a great mom. She's great with like managing all of her businesses, and she's an amazing woman of God. And she says that, you know, with everything that Mel has gone through and being able to bounce back and share everything with the world and be authentic, she loves it, right? She loves how Mel was able to persevere and still be successful. So then also Sunny basically is making it seem as though she is prepared to come back another season. So she said that she already has some ideas on things that she wants to do for the following season, and she feels that as a couple, her and Moses have a lot to offer. She feels that people don't know the full story of her and Moses, and that people aren't seeing their full love story, their full dynamics, that it's basically focused around this drama with Destiny. And then furthermore, Destiny just keeps Sunny's name in their mouths, like Sunny and Mel's, like that's all she talks about. So then the question was asked, you know, where she's going to put in roots since she's not going to be living at Martell's alleged property. And so she said that they're trying to build on, you know, in Huntsville, but there's something wrong with like the soil that's in Huntsville apparently. So they're trying to find the right piece of land to have something residential. But she wants to build generational wealth and all of the things. So that was pretty much a summary of what happened with that impromptu call. I think at the end with 3 with the T, Moses had popped in because basically Sunny was like, listen, y'all can ask me one more question, but then I gotta go to my husband. So nonetheless, then Moses came in and said hi to the people and all of that, and then that was over. But you know, for me, it's like that's the gift and curse about reality TV, right? Is that pretty much, even though they try to say it's quote unquote unscripted, they have those ideas in their mind of what they want to present you as what type of character they want to present you as, right? And so nonetheless, if they're going to present you as like being a quote unquote homewrecker and present this thing that you and Destiny were like the best of friends and all of these things, and you guys were closer than close, and then Moses, you know, came between you or whatever, like, technically that's not the full story. Technically that's not everything that happened, and technically you guys aren't as close as people are making it seem, right? But she feels, though, Sunny feels the more that people get to know her, and Moses, she sees like the tide kind of turning. Whereas like when she first came out on the scene, everybody couldn't stand her, everybody was dragging her and all these things. But now people are starting to see, because of how Destiny's conducting herself, and because, you know, we're getting to see a little bit more of Sunny, still not a lot, but we're at least seeing a little bit more. A lot more people are, you know, more receptive to Sunny, and, you know, are kind of trying to understand everything. And really, there's just, you know, I still have like tons of questions about the timeline, because I'm still trying to figure out the timeline questions and answers, right? But nonetheless, that was the gist of everything. So please let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, about Sunny's impromptu with 3 with the T, and on their platform. What do you think of her responses to what was asked? What do you think of some of the things that she said, and how the Melometers are her biggest supporters now? And, you know, she understands the Melometers because they're going to call out people's BS, and people can't deal with it. Talk good about Mel and how she loves Mel. and pretty much likes most of the cast for the most part, but understands that they like to turn up for TV. They like to be a little bit extra once the cameras turn on, that not necessarily is their true persona. And, you know, she's ready for another season. She's ready to be asked for a season 2. And for her and Moses, she's hopeful that her and Moses' full story can, you know, be shown out there. So there's that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.